All right. So good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone. I hope you guys are good. Right. So this week, I sent out the homework. I sent out the homework with our last lesson. Okay, let me wait for this guy to join. Right. So as I was saying, I sent out the homework on Tuesday, right? Some students did not do the homework. They did not even mention anything about the homework. So the thing is, I'm not going to force you to do the homework. I will not force you, but what I can tell you that you're going to reap the consequences of not doing the homework. I'm not trying to be negative, but you are going to reap the consequences of not doing your homework. And it's going to be bad. You need to do the homework. And I'm going to show you what happens when you don't do the homework. Right. So you see this guy here. This is our this is our masterclass group, this one. And this guy here called Jerry. I taught him, I think last year, this guy never sent homework. Not even, I think he sent only once. And after that, all the lessons, he never sent homework. Right. And now look at what he's saying now. I think, when was this? I think it was last month, yeah. And he was saying that I still get confused when I come to complex pullback. Can you see structure correctly? Right. And then he said also get confused with the high time from bullish and bearish. Right. And then this was my answer. This one. Right. I told you that not to be rude, but you are one of those students that sometimes never sent homework. I think you only sent homework twice out of all the lessons I taught. Out of 9 lessons, you only sent once or twice. Then I said, but anyways, hope most of you learn from Jerry's mistake. So this is what happens when you don't do the homework. Some of you think that you are good just by watching the video. You know everything, but the homework is very important. You need to do the homework. Because like I said last time, watching a video and actually trading are 2 different things. And I think most of you know about this. You guys have been studying some strategies and even ICT videos, but nothing was happening. Okay, you need to do the homework. You have to do the homework. But if you don't do the homework, well, that's up to you. I'm not going to force you. But all I can say that your journey is going to be long. It's going to take you a long time to master this. And you are going to be one of those students who jump from one strategy to another. When things don't work, you jump to another one. Why? Because you never did the homework. Even at school, when we all went to school, right? Our teachers give us homework. That's why they give us homework, so that they can see whether we understand or not. But anyways, yeah, like I said, it's up to you. If you don't do the homework, I'm not gonna force you. It's okay. But don't come to me after the course and say, okay, I'm struggling with this and this and this. I'm not gonna help you. Last time I was patient with people, but now I won't be patient anymore. If you don't do the homework until you finish the course, then now you come after the course and say, I need help. But you never send any homework. Don't even come to me. Because this is the time when you should do the homework. And if you cannot do the homework, tell me, hey, Peter, I'm busy this week. I have work, I have school, so I cannot do the homework, but I'll do it on weekend. Then maybe on weekend you do it and then you send it to me. Communicate. You need to communicate. But anyways, we're done with that. Let's go to the next lesson. So now we're going to part 2 of our market structure, right? So last time we did the higher highs, higher lows, lower low, lower high, ranging, premium, discount, we did the reversal type 1 and 2. So now we're going to go to complex pullbacks. That's where we're going to now. So the normal structure, right? Like I showed you last time, normal structure is like this. That's our normal structure, right? Sometimes you have higher high, higher low, a range, then higher low, higher high. Sometimes you have a higher low, then a range, then higher high, right? Depending on what the market does. And then there was that other one, higher high, higher low, ranging, then higher high, higher low, right? So let's, oh, these dogs. So what is a complex pullback? A complex pullback can be found on any time frame, right? That's when you get a higher high, higher low, higher high, right? Then you mark your major high, and you mark your major low, right? But instead of price giving us a straight higher low, right? They give us this, something like this, right? So this is what we call a complex pullback, this one. Okay, so sometimes I call it minor structure or internal structure. So we have major, which is the external structure. Then we have minor, which is the internal, or sometimes they call it smaller structure or complex pullback. So this one has many names. So all of this is what you call minor structure. Our major structure, right, is this higher low, this higher low, and this higher high. That's the major structure. So this minor structure here, okay, that's the one we call minor, internal, smaller, or complex pullback. So with this one, you need to when you see something like this in the charts, what you need to do is you need to mark with a different color. So if you are marking these higher highs, let's say with green and higher low, the major structure, higher high. When you see this, you have to change the color to like maybe, so for example, here I will use orange. So now I'm going to mark this lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, all these lower low, lower highs. Then type 1 reversal. But this is now part of also the higher low of the major structure. Then we continue with our minor structure, higher high, higher low, higher high. And then from here, this is our BMS now of the major structure. So this is what we call a complex pullback. So sometimes the complex pullback is found on 1 minute. Sorry. Okay, let me go back. So remember that we use our 4-hour and our 1 hour together, right, for market structure. In majority of the time, these two time frames are identical. When we have a 4-hour higher high, we also have a 1 hour higher high. 4-hour higher low, we also have a 1 hour higher low. They are identical. But sometimes 4-hour will give you a higher high, then a higher low. But if you go to 1 hour, there was the same higher high, but 1 hour now gave us this, something like this. And then this, right? So whenever you see that the market is ranging, 1 hour is a bit is different than 4-hour. You need to use the 4-hour structure. This is going to be a structure, this one. This is your structure. This high and this low, that's the structure. And that's the same structure as the 4-hour one also. Okay, that's the same structure as the 4-hour. So sometimes 4-hour. So sometimes 4-hour will give you a nice higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. But then 1 hour will give you the same higher high, higher low, higher high, then something like this, then break structure. So whenever you see a complex pullback in 1 hour, use the 4-hour structure. Okay, whenever 1 hour is confusing, use the 4-hour structure. So I have some examples here. Who is that example? Right, so one of the students, this is the homework of one of the students. One of you send me this homework. Oh, no, sorry, not this one. This is the other student, the old batch. Right, so as you can see here, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So to make a low, type 2, break structure, higher high, higher low, then higher high. Right, we have a big momentum here. So then you mark your low, right? We mark our low and we mark our new high, right? But now look at what's inside here. What was happening here? This is what we call a complex pullback, a minor structure or internal structure. So with this one, if you were marking with red, sorry, as you can see here, we were marking with black on this one. All these were black, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high. So for the complex pullback, you can change the color. Okay, this way at least you know you're not confusing you when I'm marking the charts. So now this will be a lower low with red now. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So to make a low break structure, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Then when we see this big BMS now, that's the BMS of our major structure. So whenever you see something like this, change the color. Whenever you have a complex pullback, change the color to differentiate from the major structure. You should always know your structure. Always know where you are. Know where you are whenever you're trading. Or if I can put it, make it clear, always know your 4-hour structure. For me, I use 4-hour structure, always. Right, let's see the next chart. This is the chart that I was sent today, but one of the students. I think one of you knows, I think one of you sent me this chart. As you can see, higher high. There was a higher high, there was a higher low, there was a BMS, then there was a higher high. Our range is this low and this high, right? That's our range. So, but now look at what's inside here. What was happening inside here. So this is what we call a complex pullback, a complex pullback. So for this student, you were marking with red. Inside here, you start to mark with at least red or another color. So this will be a higher low, but now it's a minor, higher low, then lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Then until we see this BMS here, then now we go back to our old structure, which is now the red, using red now on our major structure. This is what we call a complex pullback, a complex pullback, or minor structure, or internal structure, or smaller structure. So many names that people use out there. Where's the other picture? There were 3 pictures. Okay, this one. That's another example again. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Type 1. What was it? 1.1, higher high. Break structure, lower low. This was a lower high, but we'll pick the last one. This will be the lower high for this one. Because there was a range, so we'll pick this one. This is our lower high. Right, so you take your Fibonacci, sorry, your trend line, you mark it. Then price went straight down and made a new lower low here. Right. So now, once you see something like this, this is what we call a complex pullback. This, because on a normal structure, we are supposed to see something like this. Price will just go straight up to make a lower high, then break structure. But this was now a complex pullback. But I'll explain later why this was happening because of this. This used the displacement there. So for same with this one, if you're marking with red here, now here you can change it to blue. So this will be an internal structure. All of this is internal structure. All of this internal structure. All of this until we see this BMS, then we go back to our red, which is the major structure. That's the complex pullback. Where is my chart? Right. So first example, we have odd USD. Right. So if you look back here, there was a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, then higher high, then break structure, lower low. So this was the high, and this was the low. So now we had a range here. This was a range. Price was playing around in discount, then later on to premium, but still it was a complex pullback. It took a long time to go back up to make a lower high up here. So this was a complex pullback also, with a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, then higher high, then higher low, then lower high, BMS, lower low, lower high. This is all a complex pullback. So all of this is a complex pullback, all of this. But then we have another, so now we had two here. Then this was the BMS of the major structure. Then we had the lower low, then a lower high, then a BMS here, then price shoot down, straight down here. So our range is now this high and this new low. This high and this new low. And all of this here, that was a complex pullback, minor structure. So overall direction is still bearish. Overall direction is bearish here. So even if we buy here, we still know that we are bearish. Even though we are buying, but we know that overall direction is bearish because we are with a lower low, lower high, and a lower low. So this is price is coming back to make a lower high in premium. So just like I said, if you're marking with blue, lower low, lower high, lower low. For the internal structure, you mark with red for or another color. So this will be a lower low, then a lower high, internal lower high. Fail to make a low, type 2. No, so like this, type 2. Then BMS, then higher high, then higher low. This was the range. So price made the higher low here. Failed to break the high, failed to break the low. There was a range on lower time frame. Break structure, higher high, came down, higher low here. You mark your range. Price fails to go up to break structure. Price fails to break the low again. Another range. There was another range here. Then higher high, then higher low. Then once you see price here now, once price is now here. So here you could have been buying. You could have been buying all of this, buying this. But once price gets to this premium here, now you want to see whether the price is going to break structure or it will make a lower high. Then continue the major structure trend. So this will be our lower high, then lower low. So you want to see now what's going to happen here. So whenever you have a complex pullback, especially like this, whenever price goes back to premium, especially deep premium here, you need to wait and see what price is going to do. Wait and see how price is going to react here. But here they gave us a BMS. It was now a BMS. So now we are bullish now. So now we can say we are bullish. We are now, so you can even swing. So this was a higher high, higher low. This thing likes to range, as you can see. Makes a higher high, makes a higher low, it ranges, makes a higher high, higher low, it ranges again, makes a higher high, makes a higher low, it ranges again here. So many ranges. High, low, another range here again. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, lower high, lower low, another range here again. But this is not a complex pullback. Don't say this is a complex pullback here. This is a range. The complex pullback is in line with the structure. And now we've been bullish here. We've been bullish. So let's go to 1 hour of EU. So as you can see with this chart, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. There was a range here of this high and this low. Then breaking structure was here. It was finally here. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, higher low. Then a small range, then break structure with this low. This is the low that broke structure. Then a new higher high. Then price comes down. There's no higher low. There's a BMS again. So we the type 1 reversal, but sort of like this. Yeah, type 1. So now always mark your range like I told you. This is our range, this high and this low. So this would have been our lower high. Then price break structure, but price wanted to go to premium here, like deep premium. So they gave us another complex pullback. So now you can change the color. So this will be our higher high, higher low, break structure here, higher high, higher low, break structure, higher high, higher low. Then there was no BMS here, then BMS. So now this is our internal BMS. Then lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low here, lower high. Then now this was the BMS now for the major structure. This one was the BMS for major for this. So now we are back to our we are now back to our major structure now. We are back to the major structure. So you can now go back to marking with blue. Lower low, lower high. Right. Lower low, lower high, lower low. And then so now here's the thing also. This is a 1 hour complex pullback. So let me show you. Let's go to 4 hour. Look at 4 hour. This is 4 hour. This was the BMS, right? On 4 hour. So if you look at our 4 hour range, this is the high. Sorry. This is the high. And this is the low on 4 hour. This is our range on 4 hour. Our lower high on 4 hour and our lower low. And this is our lower high. This is clear on 4 hour, very clear. Wait, where's my pen? Yeah, lower low, lower high, then BMS here. Clear. But now if you go to so this is the 4 hour range. Let me mark it. So just like I was saying that sometimes 4 hour will give you a nice range, but then 1 hour will give you a complex pullback. This is our range on 4 hour. But then let's go to 1 hour. We have a different, something different. As you can see here, 1 hour is different. It gave us internal structure. We actually had the structure, all these structures here. This one, this one, this one, this one, all the structures. That's for internal. That's a complex pullback on 1 hour. So you always need to know what's going on with 4 hour and 1 hour. You always need to know. Are they in line together? Then good. Is 1 hour giving a complex pullback or not? Is it the same on 4 hour? If 1 hour is showing you something different, use the 4 hour structure. Always use the 4 hour structure. Right, so this was the example. Another example is this one here. Right, as you can see here. So we had a higher high. Just like I told you last time, this was a higher high, right? But if you look down here, right here, we don't have a higher low. There is no higher low here. So when you see something like this, we scratch this. It's no longer a higher high. Because for every higher high, there should be a higher low. But I know on the lower time frame, there's a higher high. There's a higher low, I mean. But just using this time frame only, we don't have a higher low here. But I know if you go to 1 hour, there's a higher low. Then what did we have? A higher high, higher low, fail to make a high, break structure, lower low, lower high, fail to make a low, another type 2. Let me exit this. Right. Just give me a second to mute. Okay. Right. So lower low, lower high. So lower low, lower high. Fail to make a low. Higher high, higher low, higher high. As you can see, this one is very clear. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. But then something started to happen here. So this was a minor complex pullback here. But if you let's go to 1 hour, you see that. As you can see here, 4 hour, this is our higher high, higher low, higher high. But if you look at 1 hour, we now have another structure. There was also this one and all of this. So whenever you see that 1 hour is like this, go to 4, use the 4 hour range. Use the 4 hour range. So if you had marked this high and low, you would see that this was a complex pullback, this one. And also a range. We are also in a range. This is a range. So 1 hour had a higher high, higher low, fail to make a high, break structure, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, fail to make a low, break structure, higher high, higher low, higher high, break structure, lower low, lower high. Then there's no new low. There was a range. Then finally, break structure here. This was now the final BMS. So now this means we are bullish. This was the bullish BMS. This one. So once you see it, you can go back to a 4 hour and look at what's happening. These are 4 hour. This is the 4 hour BMS, bullish BMS. The price came down to take out liquidity. We will talk about liquidity in lesson 5. Right, so this is the higher high and the higher low. So this was our higher high. This was the BMS, and this is our new higher high, this one, and our higher low. So let's see. But if you go to 1 hour, this was the 1 hour BMS. This was the BMS. So also 1 hour, there was a higher high, higher low. Same, this higher high and this higher low are identical to the 4 hour higher high, higher low. And then price goes up, makes a new higher high, which is the same as the 4 hour one, higher high, higher low, identical. Higher high, higher low. Then price goes up, makes a new high here. Let's see 4 hour, 1 hour. It was okay. 1 hour was also identical. Same higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So sometimes, like I was saying, sometimes they're identical. Then 4 hour, higher high, higher low. 4 hour goes up, it makes a new high here. Right, but let's go to 1 hour. 1 hour had a minor structure here. This higher high, higher low, then higher high. So this is our 4 hour structure. This one, 4 hour structure. So whatever happens in a 1 hour, even if you get a 1 hour BMS bearish, it does not mean that we are bearish. The most important is the 4 hour BMS. That's the most important. So higher high, higher low, higher high, BMS. Now we're the complex pullback again. Another complex pullback. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. A range, lower low, then lower high. Failed to make a low BMS, higher high, higher low. Then there was a range again. Then higher high, higher low, another range, then BMS. So this is the complex pullback. So you also need to be able to use both 4 and 1 hour. If 4 hour has a clear range, but the 1 hour is giving you a complex pullback, you need to know what's going on. Okay, that's why I always say use the trend lines. You'll be able to tell your range. You always know your range. Then higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, another range. So we've been having ranges recently on these pairs. Range here, this one here. This one again, that's a range. Higher high, higher low, another range here. So we've been having ranges lately. 4 ranges. So now higher high, higher low. Failed to make a high, type 2 break structure. So this was this is the lower low, and this is the lower high. So right now we are here. We are here. That's where we are right now. So like I was saying, I think like I posted in the, if we break this low, then I'll be now bearish. If we break this low here, if we have a clear 4 hour BMS here, then I'll be looking to see what price is going to do. Right. Right. So that's the complex pullback and the minor structure. Any questions?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Peter. Yeah. When the range is not clear, so we take the lowest point as a higher low. Yeah.
When the range is not clear, on which time frame?
Which is now right on 4th Jan, I think. 4th Jan, 31st December. You just told me that if it is BMS, we go down. Yeah, that candle, that big black candle.
This one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, this was the range, right? This one. This was our range.
Yeah, that is our range. And this after the swing low, we broke the high. The next black candle, which is doji.
What is a doji?
Doji, not doji. This one, the big, after the black candle, the green candle.
Was I okay? Use your. Are you on a PC?
Yeah, yeah.
Then use the annotate. Go to the Zoom functions where there's video security, and look for annotate.
Let me.
Is it like a pen? There's this icon of a pen.
Let me. Oh, where are they?
Or if you
Need
click
to go
on,
to Zoom.
yeah, if you look at the bottom right, we have those options, right? Share, screen,
Share
remote.
screen, chat.
Yeah, if you look at the end, I think there's more. If you click on more, there's annotate.
There's no more here. I have view options. Annotate, yeah.
Yes. Click on it,
Yeah.
then now you can draw on the screen.
Yeah, right here, right here. This one.
Yeah.
This one is considered as our next low, right?
So low.
Before the
We're
price
still
going
in
up.
range. Remember, we're in a range.
Okay.
Right. Like I told you sometime, this is our key high, this one and this one.
Okay.
Yeah. So whatever happens inside here, that's a range. Price is ranging.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
But day before yesterday, you've been telling that the price which is broken from where is the new low.
After they break the range.
Okay, 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 okay.
After they break the range. So when they broke the range here, this is when they break the range, right here.
Yeah.
This was the last low.
Huh.
That broke the range. So this was our new higher low, this one. Because this is the one that broke the range.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So this was our new higher low, then higher high.
Then this is our BMS, right?
Then this, now, so for this one, right,
Because
for 4 hours, the BMS was here. But for 1 hour, BMS was early, was here. I think it was here, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, I think the 1 hour was this one. Then the 4 hours, this one.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. So for an aggressive entry, it would have been this one. But for a clear entry, you would have waited for the 4 hour BMS. So now we're waiting for a lower high, then price goes down.
Yeah, yeah. That is what I've been thinking. So you told me that this is the BMS, right? So I got confused because
this is for daily. This is for daily.
Okay, 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 okay.
This is for daily now. When we broke this structure, this one here, we were finished with this. We were done with this. But on the daily, this is our higher high. This is our higher low on daily. So this is a daily higher high. So like I'm saying, if we break this low here, this is the daily higher low. If we break the daily higher low, then it means the daily is now bearish. So we'll start to look for sells.
Okay. Actually, we are speaking about 4 hour and 1 hour, right?
Yeah.
So I got confused.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Right. So we were 2 minutes. All right. So what I want to do right now is I want one of you to do a chart, right? So this chart here. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to share your screen. Okay. Then you're going to start marking. You're going to mark Euro GBP 4 hour from here. Wait. I think I need to go back a bit. Right. So you need to mark from here, right here. This is 13 July. So one of you has to volunteer to mark this chart from 13 July. marking this high, then this low, then this high. So we start marking from here. So I'll give you the new link. And you also guys, you guys can also participate when they are marking, just in case maybe they don't know what they're doing. You can volunteer and say, okay, use the annotate, like I was saying, use the annotate on the Zoom. Just look for that pen, and then you can draw on the screen. Right. So let me give you a new link. Let me give you the new link.